Hey, welcome back everybody. Sign here again with another episode of my additional Creatures 2 Creature Spotlight. And today we're going to be looking at the Anteosaurus. This is a big beastie. You run into it usually in the snow biomes. They are a cold weather creature. And I think a little bit of artistic license has been taken by the mod maker on these guys. And I'm just going to actually just summon one in. It's going to be fun to wrangle it in, but they are highly aggressive. Oh, hey, you coming after me? Sweet. That makes things easier. So, this is our Anteosaurus, sorry. And first of all, let me let's take a look at this thing. All right. Interesting pattern on the head. I like the rigid little horns / spikes around the eye socket, whatnot. It's covered in fur, as you can kind of gather from the fact that it's basically a proto mammal in the cold. It's going to have some sort of insulation. And I just got the egg off of that thing instead. There we go. Just force tame it instead. But they have some interesting abilities. For one, they're not particularly fast. I mean, they're not horrible, but this is their full-out sprint speed. But they're much more of a tank and a bruiser than anything else. Can we piss off this turtle here? Here. Hey. Thank you. 159 damage, somewhat respectable. And I had no idea. There we go. Just wonder what. It's like, where is the turtle going? It was out and out running away for a while. So, left click is a bite. Right click is a double bite. Cannot be used while moving. Hits twice, inflicts bleeding. It's got a slight cooldown. See, there's the bleed. And it's a slowing bleed. Let's see, there is a Roar on C, which is honestly not much for Roar, honestly. And then X is something called Slobber. And that just did a whole bunch of buffs all at once. And apparently there's a... When used, any other tame / players nearby receive the Anteo's coating buff, which insulates them while also making them immune to being frozen. So I don't have anything else around me right now, so can't quite see that for certain. That does sound like, actually, I mean, it's a bit on the side, and you are being slobbered on, but insulation and immunity to being frozen, that's not bad at all. And let's see if we can find something that can actually attack me now. Now these guys, whenever I said they're a bruiser, they are... How about we just go... Yeah, that should work, I think. We'll just bring in an Alpha Raptor. And you can see, the Alpha Raptor is now on fire. Let's not die while we're facing off against this thing, though. But anything that attacks an Anteosaurus is going to be just set ablaze. The lore story behind that is, in order to survive in the cold, their metabolism is so fast that basically their blood is hot enough to cause burns whenever it touches another creature. Now, part of that thing is, well, they're 70% resistant to fire damage, so that makes them one of the few carnivores that takes reduced damage, like, say, Dragonfire. Also, what sort of level of raptors I spawn in here? Here, get bled, too. So, if you're attacking one of these things, it can make you bleed, and it can set you on fire. It's not great. Also, they rapidly regenerate health at the cost of food. It's like a built-in Daedon effect that only affects them. So, I mean, they are your frontline fighter. They will get in there, they will do damage, and they will make anything that hits them pay for it. But yeah, they were named after Antaeus, the half-titan from Greek myth. And I can see that, just looking at this thing. I mean, it's big, it's beefy, it's definitely a brawler. And, yeah, definitely not a thing you want to mess with. And they do randomly roam around the ice, so you got another thing to watch out for on top of the wolf packs and everything. Alright, let's go ahead and check out the drag weight on this thing. See if it's viable for boss fights. And let's see, let's go ahead and get you nice and centered. Drag weight, 451. They are viable for boss fights. Now this could be a new meta whenever it comes to dragon fighting. Here's a carnivore, it can do a large amount of damage. And I don't know if the dragon itself is immune to fire. It probably is, but this thing is 70% resistant. It's also immune to being set on fire and being frozen. So it takes reduced damage from the actual breath weapon of the dragon, and it doesn't get caught on fire as well. So you don't have that down, or the down tick on the fire damage to worry about. Kind of handy, really, when you get down to it. And they rapidly heal as long as they have food on them. So stack it full of raw meat, or even cooked meat, lasts longer that way, and take it to boss fights. I wouldn't, try to solo the dragon per se, because the dragon can still deal a lot of melee damage. But a pack of 20 of these could probably take the dragon down fairly quickly with hardly any casualties. Not to mention, I mean, look at that face. Yeah, that face just, screams pain when you come down to it. But thank you for coming out. I hope you enjoyed this video, and until the next one, Sign signing out. Have fun.